What's up, YouTube? Demi here with the crafting session. I wasn't going to record this, but I'm just sitting here in my hideout, chaos spamming jewels, specifically Cobalt jewels. I'm trying to get like crit multi stuff for spells, and you can only really get that on Cobalt. And I figured, like, I guess we could just talk about this as I chaos spam these, because you don't normally ever want to do this. Like, chaos spamming jewels is not exactly cost efficient most of the time, but at the same time, it also means you don't have to exalt a bunch of jewels. Like normally what you do to get jewels, it's actually not bad, is you would look for you look for 3 property damage jewels or 3 property whatever you want on PoE trade, and then you would try to exalt that last property. Like buy the 3 props for cheap, slam them, hope you get something that's worth more than the X you just spent. And I'm kind of just chaos spamming because when you chaos spam, you can get 3 to 4 properties every time. And there's like a pretty high chance that you get a good combination of things. Like it's weird, but I mean, it seems to be it's kind of interesting to see the combinations. Like cold damage, crit multi with lightning attack and cast speed. If that was crit multi with cold, that would be really good. Damage over time, crit multi with fire, life. I wish that was just damage, not damage over time with multi. Damage over time doesn't really go well with crit multi because it's like 2 different build archetypes that are going against each other. But I've also gotten some interesting ones over here. Like these are the ones I've already rolled. I got double cast speed with a staff, ES, and minion block. That's really good for like summon raging spirits where you want to spam and then keep running, and then it's got ES block chance. It doesn't have minion damage, but I mean, it's pretty good. I got this thing, mind damage, cast speed, ES, double res. This one I didn't really know what to do with. Like, double strength roll ES. The current Righteous Fire Guardian build, either hybrid or low life, you tend to stack a lot of strength because of the Shaper's Touch gloves, which give you ES percentage per strength. It scales your ES like that, right? So, like, this is a lot of strength and ES, so I kind of decided to keep it. Then another one, I didn't know what to do with this either. It's double stat rolls, lots of intelligence, ES recharge. If I slam this and hit ES on it, this would be insane for like an occultist that wants to tank, or just an ES build in general. Dual cast speed, life, res. This one's pretty good for Dark Pact, spell damage, chaos damage, cast speed while wielding a staff. And this one, I hit trap damage, crit multi with lightning, and knockback on hit. This is insane for ball lightning traps. Because the way ball lightning works is you drop a projectile, or you drop a trap that shoots a projectile, right? And it goes like this and hits every like 0.2 seconds as it's flying that way. So if you actually have knockback, it keeps them in the projectile's AoE as you're pushing them back. It's insane. But it's very, very specific. So I was like, it's weird. But I decided to keep it. And then this one we just rolled, which was double damage. It's like fizz damage with wands, attacks while holding a shield, projectile damage. So those all scale your kinetic blast, they scale your barrage. The crit strike chance for spells is obviously not good, but still good 3 prop jewel. So it's just kind of fun to see what kind of results you can get. Like trap damage, crit multi with Ellie is good together. Attack speed is actually not bad as well for shield charge, so I might keep that. But you just kind of get to look at combinations. Totem damage, damage over time, spell damage. If Righteous Fire was scaled by spell damage, this would be really, really good for RF totems. Because it's not, this is only really good for Vortex totems or Essence Drain totems. I guess Blight totems, that's a thing, right? I've seen some Blight totem builds, but mostly only in PvP, so I don't know how popular that would be. And these are all just like jewels that haven't been selling out of my 2030 C tabs, so I'm just rerolling all of them. ES Mind Laying Speed is good, but not shock duration. Mana ES recharge, no. Okay, so these, I always want to keep these. It's actually really hard to get this much resistance on a jewel, and the 2 other properties, the prefixes, resistances or suffixes, they actually go well together. Fire damage, casting while wielding a staff is a pretty good combination. For like Sire of Shards builds, for Scorching Ray builds. Mind damage, ES, cast speed. I thought, nah, 69. So we're just gonna reroll it. There's another dual res thing, but it's not 4 props, so I'm not gonna keep it. Wow. That's interesting. Caspi crit. I really want to make an insane multi-jewel just by chaos spamming. I've been kind of looking at revamping my cost reach discharge jewels. I have some really, really good jewels, but they're not quite good enough for me. Like, what is that? So much intelligence. It's just strange to see these rules. Ooh, okay. This is probably going to be very expensive, actually. Because damage, fire damage, and life, those are really good for RF. Like, really good. Dual damage life jewels for RF are pretty expensive. RF's very meta. I wish the poison duration wasn't there at all, because I believe that's a suffix. Yeah, hybrid suffix. So that could potentially have been a damage over time roll or a burning damage roll as a suffix, which would be like instantly 30, 50, 40x, something stupid. That's my alternate tabula. If he offers, like, I don't know, I think I wanted 200 something X for it, I might sell it, but I doubt it. Spell damage, crit multi. You can also make some really good wander jewels with, what are these? Cobalts. Totem damage, spell damage, holding a shield, attack and cast speed, proj speed. This is good for any totem projectile skill, so frostbolt totems, ice or freeze pulse totems, fireball totems. This is pretty good. I don't really like proj speed, but it's not the worst roll. So 3 damage plus, oh, sorry, yeah, 3 damage plus like a half roll. That's still pretty good. And most of these we're only spending, I don't know, 20 chaos on max. If we get more than that back, it'll be fine. A lot of crit strike chance. Minion damage, cast speed. Dang it, again with the damage over time roll. Mind damage, damage over time, crit multi. You can't scale damage over time and multi currently. Like, they don't work well together. Not since they removed double dipping. I wish they did, but it doesn't really make sense. Dot, spell damage, lightning damage. Lightning damage doesn't actually have any damage over time effects that your player can use. When it comes to instances of dot lightning damage in the game, I believe it's just Shaper's Beam that has that so far. Actually, minion damage, strength, and cast speed. That's good for the Baron. I kind of want to exalt this and try to hit life, but like the chances of that happening are effectively 0. I'm gonna do it anyway. Cassio holding a staff. Okay, that's good too. That's actually pretty good for +3 minion staff, +3 fire staffs. That works. That'll work. I think that's one of the best rules we've made so far. I don't. Does the Baron usually use a staff? I don't know. It could. Fire damage, attack speed, area damage. This would be good for Brutus Led Sprinkler if you still had to dual wield them, but you don't anymore. Let me make this sale real quick. I've been selling a lot of 2020 jewels, just going through my stash of them. Like I've been leveling up jewels from builds forever. All of these are like 2020s, 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 or 2120s. So I've just been like trying to clear out some space and just dumping them at 30 C per. It gives us more chaos for the session. So we won't keep that. Life, ES recharge rate, intelligence. Nah. Mind damage, crit multi with fire. It's okay. I don't really like crit strike chance on jewels. It just doesn't really make much sense. Attack skill, holding shield, minion damage, attack speed. Yeah, you would think this is for a minion build, but this is actually for a Scourge build, where you scale off your minion damage, right? I'm gonna keep that. Scourge is the unique claw from Chimera. That's just strange. See, that was just all over the place. We got attack speed, we got crit multi with spells, or lightning skill, sorry. ES and minion res. Mana, ES, proj damage. I think this is worth a lot. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like ES and mana together are pretty hard to hit. They're both prefixes. So it's really good for like Guardians. And And then it's got resistances and proj damage. I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna keep that one. Damage over time, spell damage, minion damage, attack, and cast speed. Again, this feels like a Scourge thing with Scorching Ray. Or you could just use it as a minion tool. The damage over time scales your Caustic Clouds. The spell damage wouldn't do anything in that case. I think this is still pretty good. I'm gonna keep that. That's pretty good. Yes, spell damage, minion block. It's pretty generic, but the minion block doesn't make sense with spell damage, so I'm gonna re-roll it. Damage, cold damage, cast you with cold strength. Anybody know an Iron Will cold damage build? Most of the Iron Will builds I see as casters tend to be fire damage, because Chieftain exists, and they get a lot of strength bonuses and fire damage bonuses. I have not seen a cold damage version. But it might exist. That's the cool part about Jewels, especially on Standard. There's so much niche, weird builds that people need specific things for it. If you just hold out, you can get some pretty good sales out of it. If this had been double attack speed life, I would have been very happy. But it's cast speed, attack speed, in life, which doesn't make sense. So I'm just gonna reroll that. Minion and totem resist. That makes no sense. Stop it. Please just give me things that make sense. It's a lot of dexterity. I don't think there's very many builds that scale off dexterity for damage, so we're not gonna keep it. But you know, mind damage, cast speed, and a ton of resist. Ah, that's just weird. Nah. Pop. Fire damage is good, but I don't want to exalt that. Like, I'm looking to exalt things that have triple damage if they're a really good combination of things, but otherwise I'm not going to slam random stuff. I could. I mean, you can if you want to take the chance at rolling something really, really good, but cold area, attack, and cast speed. That's very generic, and that works for basically every cold spell, so I'm going to keep that one. Lightning, crit multi with fire area. So this only works for discharge. It's the only lightning fire. Actually, no, that's not true. There's, what, Wild Strike would also work with this, but discharge would be the main thing, so I'm not going to keep that. Damage, fizz damage, fire damage. Fizz damage with wand specifically, so this could work for like an immolate type wander, but fire damage is not generic enough for a wander. You're usually going to want just generic damage or multi, because you're not purely fire damage. Like, say you're an elemental wander, you have all three elements, and if you only scale your fire damage on a jewel, it's like 1/3 the efficiency that it could be. Mind damage, chaos damage, attack, and cast speed. Mind damage feels wasted, but the other rolls are good for like Vol Pact, or not Vol Pact, sorry, Dark Pact, which is usually Vol Pact. So I think that's okay. Are there any chaos damage mind builds with shield charge? I don't know. We'll find out. Cold damage, attack speed, proj damage is good for Frostblades, but I don't want it. Damage, spell damage, Cassio holding a shield. Totem resist. Eh. It's okay. I could have kept that. I probably could have kept that, but it's not very interesting, and I don't have that many jewels left, so we'll reroll it. Totem damage, crit multi with lightning, attack, and cast speed. Generic crit lightning totems? If the new lightning tendrils is good, maybe. There's not that many totem lightning builds though, it's mostly cold damage. Frostbolt seems to be the most popular thing. I like to see more ball lightning builds, I really enjoy that skill. Pretty fun. See if we can get one more good one. Strength, life, ES recharge. Interesting. Open suffix. What would somebody want on that? I guess damage over time for Righteous Fire. I'm gonna keep it just because it has strength and life on it. ES recharge I don't think does anything. Cast speed, crit, or multi knockback. Strange. Life strength. Yes, recharge. Alright, we got like the same jewel. Okay, it's slightly different. But life strength again, we'll keep that. Cause why not? Why do I keep getting this? Life yes recharge rate. Stop it. It doesn't, they don't really go well together. I don't think I like that. Yes, mindling speed. Those two things are nice, but the other two are not. Minion life, minion resists. Attributes. Why? Why? Why now? Why not something better? Totem life, spell damage, only a staff. Crit multi. This would be good for +3 Chaos Staff Dark Pact. It benefits from all the rolls. The crit strike chance isn't the best, but I mean, everything else is really good, so I think I'm gonna keep that one. We haven't made an insane minion jewel yet, which is strange. Okay, that's really good. Prefix, prefix, suffix. So we have an open suffix. We could potentially exalt attack speed, attack and cast speed, global crit multi, I believe is a suffix. I'm just gonna slam this one. Knockback on hit. That's weird, but not terrible. It's pretty bad, but it's not like the worst possible roll. Knockback on hit with projectile skills is actually kind of nice because it keeps them out of melee range, the enemies, so they don't like kill you faster. So I mean, sure. Probably not gonna get the exalt back that we spent out of that, but I think that's better than exalting like a resistance roll. Cast speed, yes, mana cost. See, that's just so generic. But reduced mana cost is not good. So, fuck it. Nah. Trap physical poison. See, this would be really good back in the Bladefall Trapper days. Occultist Bladefall traps with poison double dip, but not anymore. Double dipping doesn't really exist, so it's just kind of dead. Spell damage, strength, cast with fire. Meh. Can we get a couple more good ones before this one's done? Attack speed, minion damage, fire damage. No. Don't want it. Nope. Nope. Oh. Double multi cast speed with lightning. Specifically crit multi with lightning. That's pretty good. That all lines up. You see how it's all lightning resist, lightning damage, lightning multi. It's good. I think it's 45. It might be 40. I need to finish this though. Let's talk to that one after we get these done. Enchantment sources are pretty expensive though, since they take so much time. Like if I have to run lab for a week to get a helm enchant, like it's not gonna be cheap. Spell damage, crit multi, cast it with lightning. Okay, I can keep that one. Life is damage with staves. I wish staves were more popular, but it's basically only Hegemony's staff. Nobody really uses that, so I don't know. It's kind of sad. Attack speed with wands, crit multi with cold. Huh. I could keep this for the new pen unique that's coming out, the feather pen thing, where you cast a spell on hit with a wand. That works for that. I'll keep it. It's very specific, but that's what jewels are for, right? They're meant to be as specific as possible. ES cast speed spell damage. Sure. Let's get one real quick. One last one. Come on, give me that GG4 prop. Cold damage, burning damage, ES. Strength in. The cold damage is garbage, but everything else is really good for the Righteous Fire Guardian build that stacks strength and ES, so I'll keep that. It's actually perfectly rolled, I think, right? Yeah, all the rolls that matter. Actually, no, all of the rolls are perfectly rolled. Alright, well, on that note, I'll just end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed this random off-the-cuff session, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks to my Patreons and subs for supporting me, and I love you all.